from the streets. The lessons been learned and it's bound to drop. You should know it's a bang.
We've come a long way. Nobody knows the pain. The smoking life, the drinking life, it's all gonna end you in a bad way. Anyway, no pain, no pain. So I fall for a better tomorrow. Anyway, no pain, no pain. So I fall for a better tomorrow.
The content you are about to watch is for education purpose. Please make sure to share after watching. Together, we can save the youth from drug addiction, turning them into potential icons for nation building.
And you know the most dangerous situations? Let me tell you what happens. Look, it will manipulate you to the extent that you might get killed. Let me give you an instance. What this thing happened and how it got me there. One time I was in the ghetto with a friend. And I know this friend is thief. He goes stealing in the night. So I was having quite a lot of me. We blew it together. When my man got finished in the night, he said, okay, me, you know what? I've got something stuck up in the house. Can you help me? Let's go for it. I said, oh, okay, why not? I was not being manipulated. Meanwhile, he knew what he's telling me is not truth. He's going to stay with me. So we went to a neighborhood in Tema Comedy 4. As I stood in the dark, he jumped into somebody's house. And then I heard all around me, thief, 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 thief. We were surrounded. He escaped. He knew the terrorists very well. He escaped. He left me there. So here am I to be battered. I mean to be battered, to be beaten to death, to be lynched. And they told me, so this dispatch all the women around, that they don't want them to interfere with anything they want to do. They took me a big outskirt to a big gather. And I mean they were mean and eager to kill me, to take my life. Is that not manipulation? But God saved me. You won't be that fortunate. You know how God saved me? I grew up from a very good Christian home, and prayer was a key. So I told them, okay, I accept my faith, but they should first allow me to praise my God. Then they can take their other. So I knelt down, closed my eyes, started praying. When I opened my eyes, I realized I was just waiting for the next hit blow on my head to get me down. But for a while, nothing came. So I opened my eyes and I saw most of them had left with only two men standing. They say, hey, wake up. You're freaking our hands. We can see you are not a thief. I say, yeah, I'm really not a thief. This is exactly what happened. As I'm talking to you, I've taken more slaps. My dress are torn. So one of the guys took me to his place. He gave me a dress and gave me money to get home. You see how close I was to death? I had a shave with death. A real shave with death. Look at the way I was manipulated. Why that? It was just because of drugs. Just because of drugs, I got so close to death. Not something I've done myself, but something somebody manipulated me right there too. Because he wanted to spend more on drugs. It might happen to you. You might not be fortunate. I mean, you will not be fortunate. Because you know what, maybe what God will say? For me to tell you this today. Yes, to preach to you, not even to put your foot in one leg of a shoe. That moves towards drugs. Because you might not come back. I have had people, let me tell you one thing too. I had known guys, one of the guys died in my hands at the hospital. And this guy is an addict, a guinea pig who takes drugs for the pushes. He stops their drugs and tests it for them. They manipulated and they use it. They don't give him anything meaningful because all he needs is drugs. This guy got so sick to the extent that he's suffering from bronchial pneumonia. And for them to take him to the hospital, they gave him some peanut to get to the pharmacy until I met him. I said, hey Jay, look, you are so weak, you can't even walk from here to there. Let's get to the hospital. So we went to the hospital together. I called those stupid pushers, those who feed us with the drugs. Yeah. You know, sir, they are also addicted to making selling drugs. Yes, that's what they will do to you. They won't respect you. You who gives them the money to do that lavish living. Yet they reject you, neglect you, and hate you. They see you stupid, foolish, don't know how to use money. They dress well, they look good, and you look wretched, stupid, and foolish, dirty, unkempt. You know what happened? I got to the hospital with this guy. I called them to provide for some money for his drugs. They were dragging the fates. So we were later referred to observation theater room. What? I was putting the guy on bed when all of a sudden he gave up the ghost. He really gave it up with his eyes open, dead. His pulse was not ready. They pronounced him dead with the eyes, so I have to just brush my hands on the eyelids for his eyes to close. I came back and told them, this is the shit that's got happened. And you know, without emotions, they never regretted, they never even felt sorry for him. It's like, oh, they have got another guy to do the same shit for him. Look at the shit. Can you get it? I'm pissed off. I'm really annoyed. I'm really pissed off with this whole thing. Please, would you like to be tread on like that? Stepped on, manipulated, with your neck right in the mud? No, don't do it. I mean, don't get there. Don't ever get there. Please keep away from it, because you have nothing to lose but all to gain. And I always tell you, don't even try it once from a friend or from whoever it might be, because your once attempt is just too much, and from there going, $1 million will never be enough for you. That is what addiction is. You keep on hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting till you're dead. So at times what even saves us is that you don't have that enough money to keep on killing yourself. And look, there was an experiment in the lab. They drilled right the skull of a rat, a guinea pig, and then connected a tube to a cock and get it hooked to his paddle. Every time the guinea pig steps on the paddle, pulls the leg, there's a cocaine infusion into the mind. Do you know what this guinea pig did? He stepped right on the paddle till all the infusion got in the mind, and then he died. That is what it takes. You have no control of it. It manipulates you. It tells you how crazy you can be when you use substance like that. It alters your mood. Yes, it alters your mood and alters your mind. Nothing you do is right. You are under an influence. Influence of what? Influence of drugs? You mean drugs? Real influence? Oh, gracious God. You really feel like you are on heaven when you got it. And one funny thing is that it will get to a stage where you don't like it, but you can't stop. You continue doing it. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. You don't like it, but you can't stop doing it. That's what addiction is. That is what addiction really is. It's manipulation. Real manipulation of everything around you. Everything around you. Because everything else you do is for that shit. That same drugs. Gracious God. When was the last time you even brushed your teeth when you are addicted? You wake up, you hit the heat, you got a fix, then you got to be on the road to get more money for roof fuel. That is it. Because your next move is that you are afraid. You are really afraid of when you're going to go cold turkey. So my brothers, my children, my friends, my everybody are talking to you, because addiction is not related to the youth alone. Some older men get addicted at their later stages. This is what it can do to you. Please don't ever do it. Okay, I mean, don't do it. Are you ready to go to that extent? To be deceived? To be manipulated? Oh, gracious God, you won't come back alive. Don't be manipulated by drugs. No. Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it. Because like I told you, you won't come back alive. Today I want to sacrifice myself to you so that you learn from this experience. Because as I talk to you, your mind will not be able to differentiate whether you went through or I. What I'm telling you is what you will go through. So please, keep away from drugs. It's dangerous.